Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Libra, and our card tonight is the 10 of Cups. And we'll go ahead and see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you're feeling very charitable, maybe a little like, leave a little comment. All right, let's see. What's going on here? So I see we have a 31. We have the 3 and the 1, so 31. So I almost feel like we have a little bit of turmoil. I see we have a person standing here. It looks like they're hollering. You can see the sound coming out of their mouth. Now we have another person over here who really feels like they are instigating everything that's going on. We have another person up here and maybe one right here and one right here. So I'm thinking that this is maybe within the family, maybe this is the workplace, maybe this is the friend group. But I do feel like there are, multiple people involved. I feel like your patience is running out. I absolutely get that feeling. And I feel like there's somebody in the mix who is stirring the pot. Definitely here to kind of see the show. See things kind of devolve, and I feel like I don't know. I think that they're just kind of like an agent of chaos. I don't feel like there's any real pursuit of anything besides. There's somebody who maybe gossips a little bit, likes to talk, and kind of put people against each other just to see what happens. And I feel like, this is something that has already been on your mind. So this kind of little push towards letting it all out, you didn't need much influence there. I think you were ready to kind of say your piece. Now, I do think that it feels like this almost is going to cause a big stink. And I say that because this person up here almost looks like a skunk, if you can see, and you can see kind of the wind coming out of them or the spray, right? And so I feel like this thing gets a little more maybe serious than you thought, that it could, right? And I feel like there's a sense of absolutely this is going to stick around for a while. And I feel like it will follow you all into this next season. And I kind of, it seems almost like things are going along pretty well and probably looking forward to the summer / winter if you're in the southern hemisphere, and maybe planning on kind of getting together with everybody, some kind of event, something that would be fun, or some kind of reunion, or like maybe if this is work people, maybe it's like a work picnic or something like that. But I feel like this thing just kind of has thrown a wrench into the planning. And I don't know what has been said, but it feels like it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I'm trying to see. And I almost wonder, and now we have, okay, so I see we have the dragon here. Okay, you can see the wing here, the face, the body, and then it looks like a knight in shining armor right here coming in. And I almost kind of feel like there's somebody who is often the voice of reason. Okay, and no offense, it's not you. It's not you. Not in this situation anyways. And I feel like there will be somebody kind of coming in and hopefully getting some of this stuff sorted out. I think some kind of mediator, which is kind of funny because I always think of Libra as being like the counselor, the mediator, the diplomat of the group. But I think that you've just had it with whatever is going on, and you kind of maybe reacted a little bit more spicy than usual, right? Your voice, I feel like your voice absolutely was a little bit louder than it usually is. You were raising that thing, okay? And but I also feel like it feels good to let it go, I feel like so often you kind of just try to manage how you're feeling. You don't want to upset the collective. I feel like you're a person that really wants to like suss out, is this my own perception? Am I kind of feeding into something that I'm feeling and thinking, but nobody else is kind of here with me? Am I kind of seeing this the wrong way? I don't want to affect everybody else and how they're feeling and thinking and so on. And so you kind of put it away. And over time it kind of builds up, right? And finally there are these moments where you just have to say something. And I don't think it's anything super off the wall or very serious, but I think that probably there's a sense of annoyance, and maybe even I'm getting the feeling of like people not pulling their own weight. They're not doing the things that they're supposed to. And this is like a moment where you could not help yourself but kind of bring it all up. And so, we have this other person kind of coming in and trying to kind of, I think, bring down the energy of things. I say bring down the energy, not in a way that is making it more trouble, but, kind of calming everybody down. I think kind of talking everybody into a place of a moment of serenity, right? And I think that is most necessary. And I think that, after this kind of little outburst, and I don't think you're the only one, by the way. I think that this is kind of collectively, everybody is a little bit angry. And so as this passes, I can definitely imagine, maybe apologizing, saying I feel these things, but I shouldn't have said it this way. I take responsibility for that, and so on. Because you are the type of person who is going to admit when you made a misstep, okay? Now we also have, it looks like 6 right here, 6, 2, 6, 1. And then we have an A. So A, 6, 2, 6, 1. Okay, let's see. What else is happening here? So I can see out of this situation, you kind of pulling back a little bit. And I do feel like there's a sense of wanting to return to your center. Get yourself grounded, get into a place of, not being so attached to these momentary feelings, especially the frustration and the anger and the things that kind of come up that are they're triggering, right? And I think a lot of it has to do with people just not respecting your time. This is a big thing for Libras, I think, is that you absolutely do not like to be treated frivolously or taken advantage of. If somebody is not respecting you and your efforts and your time, that is something that you can't, you don't take kindly to it, right? You'll put up with it to some degree, especially if it's not something that's ongoing, because we all have our days where we, waste people's time, where we, maybe, we're not very thoughtful. We're not very mindful. Okay. And I think that you see that and you understand, like, yeah, sometimes people just have a bad day or whatever, they're going through something. But I do think when it's something that happens and it happens and it happens, you're going to end up saying something. You're not going to let this continue. And, but I do feel like there is this real sense of like, okay, now I need to walk away for a little bit. I need to focus on, some things for myself. I need to find my happy place, my center. And I'm looking at this face and it feels kind of like, trying to get to that serene, kind of a blank face, a blank stare. And I feel like maybe meditation, maybe things like postures and passes, reducing the stressors in your life and finding some things that you enjoy doing, returning to them, because I feel like you've been neglecting that aspect of your life and just kind of going about the business of things, doing, your work for money and domestic stuff, chores and keeping the lights on and worrying and not sleeping enough and, all the things that we do as adults. And you have not made time for yourself, not as much as maybe you should be. And so, I feel like there's a little bit of a retreat here. And I think that's important. I think that you need some time to be able to get back into the things that make you feel good about life. Whatever hobbies this might be, maybe you like to, do intentional movement, maybe going back to a gym or taking walks, or maybe you like to go see music, or maybe you're a painter, or, whatever it is, finding something that is an outlet for you and something that you can kind of fully like get immersed in, something that, isn't just like, oh, I like, painting rocks, finding rocks and painting them. No, you are transported by, you are lost in it. It is a meditative state. And, and I think that when we go so long without having those kinds of, places to put our energies into, and it's restoring as well. It is like being charged up like a little battery, right? And when we don't give ourselves that opportunity, we do become depleted, and we absolutely become, frustrated more easily, maybe having trouble staying focused or motivated, and lamenting the things that you have to do every day, and wishing for something else, and it becomes like this snowball effect. And so often, we think of we need these big changes, or these big grand things, like, oh, I need to go on vacation to the Bahamas, which sounds okay. I don't like the hot, so not the best to me. But most people would say, yeah, I want to go to some tropical beach, and I want to take it easy, and that sounds great, but it does not resolve all of our issues, does it? We need to do things that are available to us more often. We need to do things that we can integrate into our routines, making, even if it's one day a month where you can go off and do this, thing that you like to do. I just thought of like going off and playing like frisbee golf, or, going to the Renaissance fair. Maybe you like to dress up, or, whatever it is. Allowing yourself that time. And, ultimately, it's amazing how fast our life gets away from us, especially as we're getting older. It's like sand falling between our fingers. You cannot keep a hold of it. Next thing you know, it's already, I'm doing this reading on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. I thought it was Monday, like yesterday. I thought it was, the middle of the second week of April. It's already, I don't know. It's almost May, I think. It is. It's almost May. And so, it just goes by so quickly, and you just can't account for it sometimes. Like, where did it go? But, you can really feel it when you are doing things that you don't really want to be doing, things that stress you out. And next thing you know, you look and you think, gosh, when's the last time I had like a day to myself? When is the last time I picked up my hobby and, really spent some time with it, and these are the sweetness. This is the sweetness of life, at least an aspect of it. So, we have to figure out how to give ourselves that place, the ability to enter that place. And sometimes it does. It's rearranging our priorities. Sometimes we have to put things aside. Sometimes the laundry just isn't going to get folded today, right? I'm going to read a book, or, whatever it is. And it is healing, and it is something that will sustain us more than we realize. I mean, absolutely, definitely more than we realize. Okay, let's see. So, we have this duck. We have this beautiful flower right here. I keep looking at this flower. It looks like a, what are those called? A vine trumpet, I think. And they actually would hang like this. But we do have a butterfly right there. And it looks like we have a person kind of reaching up this way. So I do feel like in this time where there's been stress, and there's been kind of this emotional outburst, or, an outburst of frustration, you've let go of some of these energies that, they're not serving you well. Are there better ways to let go of them? For sure. But are you a human being that sometimes makes mistakes? Absolutely. So I feel like in kind of the wake of all of this, as things kind of begin to settle down, get sorted out. There's a sense of kind of, if you can think of a wild storm that goes through town at night, and it's just loud, and there's thunder, and there's wind, and the lawn chairs are flying across the street, and all these kinds of things. And then you wake up in the morning and the sun comes up and the flowers are absolutely so vibrant and so alive, and everything is, it looks like it's washed clean, and there is, it feels like beginning again, right? We're beginning again. And I feel like there's a lightness in your heart. I feel like you've gotten some things out, and this is a good place. It's a good place to be. Was it ideal circumstances? No. But it's something that needed to be said. It's something that needed to happen. You had to use your voice, and for that, I'm proud of you, Libra. I absolutely am. Okay, let's see. So we have IF, and we have a heart. So I'm wondering if this is an initial, or if these are initials. And then we have the smiley face right here. Let's see, right there. We have a bird up here. We have a person kind of reaching up again. We have a 4. IF. So I feel with the bird, it feels to me like it's a blackbird. Okay, so a crow, a raven. And when we see this, or at least when I see it, I know that I'm on the right path. I know this is the right way. And I feel like there is, again, like there's this weight lifted off of you. And I feel like, you're waking up maybe for the first time in a while, feeling kind of happy, smiling to yourself. Of course it strikes you that, yeah, I said some things that were maybe impatient. They were out of frustration, and I do need to make my apologies and so on. But proud that, maybe you finally had that wind beneath your sails to get you going, to say the thing that you have been needing to say. And so you are. I feel like you're in the right place, and everything is kind of coming to, it's like everything seems brighter. It's like Technicolor, right? I even think when we look at the 10 of Cups, there's a sense of order being restored. There's a sense of space for something new, an intensity of energy returning. There is that real bright solar energy, and I can feel at least a smidge of happiness, maybe a little bit of bliss, and and it will come together. It will. So worry not if you're in the midst of feeling bad about how this communication kind of played out. Okay, let's see. We have the Wild Bohemian affirmation cards. These are the fire element. And I'm going to go ahead and flip right through, and I'm going to stop where it feels right. We have these beautiful trees. I love these decks. They're gorgeous, the artwork on them. And it says, I am here. Continue to grow without repression. You'll never be finished. Congratulations. Okay, congratulations. Yeah. Always growing, right? Evolving, changing. And when we can do that with the constraints of our conditioning and our, sometimes it's our disposition, and you know, the things, our beliefs that are limiting, when we can start to kind of loosen those things and shake them off, and you begin to see, you know, that sometimes the limits are really within our perception. And there are so many places to go within self, and for that to also manifest in our material world, in our waking life. And so I feel like this is a period of time where there is this little ounce of bravery and yeah, kind of at least breaking the routine a little bit, stepping outside of what you've built, you know, as kind of a safety, the safety of the way your life goes day by day, and trying some other things, just seeing what's out there. Need a little drink there. A little sip. My mouth is very dry. I've just had the wild allergies. I'm trying the local honey and vitamin C, and you know, drinking warm teas and lemon, all the things, and I'm hoping that I'll have a little bit of a reprieve. I swear the older I get, my allergies have been worse. But I've actually also, and this is what I need to consider, I've moved more and more rural over the last, like, you know, 10 years or whatever. Each time I move somewhere else, it is more out there. So surrounded by all kinds of plants and weeds and you know, allergens and things. So trying to deal with that, and got over being sick forever at the beginning of the year. Now allergies. That's how it goes, isn't it? That's the price we pay for being outside. So anyways, Libra, I love you, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. And what else? Yes, if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you just want to be super cool, leave like a little heart, or, you know, what, an emoji or whatever it is, just to help stimulate the algorithm. Apparently, any kind of interactions really help. The liking, the leaving a comment, sharing the video other places on other, like, social media platforms. And that will help this little channel grow into a little bit bigger little channel. Well, we're doing pretty great over here. We're almost at 40K. I can't believe that. My goodness. So, you know, Ula family, we are rocking it. Absolutely. And it would be nothing without you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You know I love you because I tell you every time we interact. And it's true. I do love you. So, yeah. Let's see, what else? That's it. Oh, no. Yes, I wanted to say, for all that celebrate and partake in Passover, happy Passover. And, you know, also everybody, I hope you got through that full moon in Scorpio unscathed. That might be why you were kind of saying your piece too. This Scorpio moon, my goodness, I was so emotional. We just got done moving, and I was, you know, I've been unpacking and getting everything together, trying to figure out this routine. My daughter has not been super happy about the move. She she's fine until she thinks about the other place that we lived, right? The other house. And so then she gets very kind of emotional about it. And I understand. I was freaking sad. I don't know. It all hit me after most of the work got done. And I just thought, oh, I'm kind of sad now. I really loved living in that area, and I was very connected with the animals and, you know, everything. So it's been bittersweet, but, you know, trying to get everything together with the family and navigating those, you know, the kind of, she's almost 4, so she has those moments of kind of throwing her tantrums and having little meltdowns, and it's all, you know, it all kind of, I think, leads back to feeling like maybe she doesn't always have a say in what's going on, and you know, having these big emotions that she's feeling, and so really trying to slow down so we can you know, make her feel heard and give her some decisions to make and be part of the process. And, you know, if you have kids and you try to, and you know how long everything takes when they're that age. So trying to do that, it slows everything down a lot, but it's worth it, right? It is worth it in the long run. So anyways, enough about me. I want to tell you I love you again, Libra, and we will talk in just a couple days from now. Take care of yourself. I love you. I love you. I love you. Good night. Good night.